right, guys, welcome back to Weekend Smiles. Such a delightful conversation we're having inside the studio about bun and cheese. Wish you were here to hear it. Anyways, guys, she's a nurse who turned her passion for cooking into a side business that is booming. Helena Fosting is a food blogger and entrepreneur who is balancing it all and winning. Hi, Helena. How are you?
How are you guys?
Should I call you Chef Helena? Should I do that? Yeah.
You can do that.
Sounds appropriate. Sounds appropriate. Right. Helena, what's cooking? What's happening this Easter?
So guess what? It's Easter weekend and you know the deal. Traditional, straight. I have Escovitch fish right here. I have my bun and cheese on the side. You know, we are on an Escovitch fish and bun and cheese diet from Friday to Sunday. The kitchen is closed otherwise.
Helena, I have to ask you first of all, tell us about your Jamaican connection and you know, how did you even get some inspiration to start cooking and vlogging and making persons interested in your meals because they look so good?
Sure. Well, both of my parents are Jamaican. My mom is from the parish of Hanover. My father, my biological father, is from St. Anne. And I grew up in Brooklyn, and I grew up Jamaican. My mother did not abandon her culture when she arrived to the United States. So we kept that tradition going. Every Christmas, it was sorrel, it was rum cake. Every Good Friday, it was Escovitch fish and bun and cheese. And when I turned 15, that was when I really and truly developed a passion for learning how to cook Jamaican food. And it was just a talent that I already had. Cooking really came natural to me. So once my mom gave me that foundation, I ran with it.
Yeah, I think there's no better way to kind of preserve your Jamaican roots than to tap into the traditional food that we have here on the island. And I think one of the reasons why you've started is because you kind of miss Jamaica. Am I right or am I right, Helena?
Yes.
But I mean, how do you balance it though? Being a nurse, now being a food blogger, how do you find time for it all?
Well, I'm also a mom. I'm also a wife. So I wear many hats. And it's not always easy finding that balance between running the business, going to work. But my husband is incredibly supportive. He has my front, my back, my center. And wherever I lack, he makes up for it. He is wonderful and hands-on. So I have to give him the praise for allowing me to be great. So I don't do it all alone. I have a partner who helps me, who is completely hands-on. And that's really how I've managed. Some days are good, some days are not so good. But, you know, in life, you take the good with the bad.
Take the good with the bad, Helena.
I think him have more than your front, your back, your side.
Everything.
Him have the pot and the plate as well. Because I know a way to a man's heart
is through the
stomach.
belly.
So you know that, you know he's going to be, you know he's going to have you, girl. Because you're cooking for him.
Yes.
So,
and you know what's also great is that you're cooking these delicious Jamaican dishes. And I know that, guess what, he's enjoying every single bit of it because it looks good. But tell us something, Helena. What kind of work did you put in, you know, to kind of just hone your craft and perfect it so that persons would just love your videos? You know, how much time did you put into it and effort?
Well, you see, the thing with cooking in general takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. When you are passionate about what it is that you do, you put the love into it. So you'll pay attention to those little details. So I really take a lot of time to study my craft. I learn from other chefs. I study wherever I can get knowledge from. I really become a student of the game, just so that I could make sure I'm always operating at my fullest potential. So this takes up hours of my time. But when you have a passion and a drive and you're committed to something, it's work. Don't get me wrong, it's work, but you enjoy it.
Yeah, love that. So Helena, in the interest of time, we're going to cook and discuss. So can you go ahead and show us, go ahead and show us what's in the kitchen while we talk to some more.
So
what are we preparing first? I hear you have some snapper over there.
Yes, I'm going to bring my camera just a little bit closer for you guys so you can see. All right, so this is what we have here. I have one porgy, one snapper. This is what I bought, and I like to have some variety because, you know, we're on that Escovitch fish diet. And I have my oil. One thing I do want to tell people, a lot of people always have trouble with the fish breaking up in the oil. You always want to pat the fish dry first. Make sure you put dry fish into the oil, and your oil has to be very, very hot. So I already have my oil in here. We're going to drop one fish inside. You hear that sizzle?
Yeah, I heard that a while ago.
We heard the pop, Helena.
So hold on, Helena. Inside that oil, what are those your seasonings?
This is the seasoning that I'm going to build for my Escovitch sauce. We have pimento, we have carrot, we have 2 Scotch bonnet peppers, and we have onion.
Okay.
Can't forget the onion. And also another tip that I have actually learned, let me come over here. While the fish is frying, what I like to do for a little extra spice and a little extra flavor is put some thyme in there. Put some thyme in some oil. Go ahead and drop that in. I also have a couple of garlic cloves right here. Put that on into the oil, and you can't forget.
Scotch bonnet, baby. A Scotchy cannot just
drop that on in there.
It seems you have all the ingredients.
It's a party inside.
It's a party. She said it's a party. Helena, it seems you have all your ingredients, you know, your thyme, your Scotch bonnet pepper, your onions, I mean, your pimento as well. How difficult or easy it is for you to find your Jamaican ingredients where you are? Is it hard?
Oh, listen, let me tell you something. One thing I love about living in New York is that anything you need is right there.
Yeah.
Literally right there.
Yeah.
This is the spice of life. Variety is the spice of life, literally and figuratively. So there's a heavy Caribbean presence in New York. So whatever you need, you can always get it from the store. Everything they have in Jamaica, besides the sun and the beach, they have it in New York.
Helena, I have to also ask you about that food temperature, right? So the pot temperature, that is. So the oil is there, it's hot. What happens?
Right.
How can I ensure that my fish is cooked thoroughly through and through and not burnt? Because, you know, a lot of the times you go in with that hot oil and, you know, you have that nice little crust on the outside. And when you start digging in, you realize, it's not fully cooked yet.
You know what? That is a common mistake that I often hear from a lot of my supporters. They say, either my fish is breaking up or I burned the fish. What you always want to do is keep your fire to a medium high. You don't want it all the way on high. Just a medium high. And as a rule of thumb, I like to fry on each side for 7 minutes.
Okay.
That way your fish has enough time to fully cook on both sides.
It looks so tasty,
good.
Helena. Well, you know, it's so interesting. We were reading and we found out that CNBC reported that you made over $100,000 last year just from your side hustle alone. Like, did you ever imagine that this would happen, that you would earn so much money just from the side hustle, girl? I think you need to hook us up.
I will try. I'll try my best. But honestly, I think I kind of underestimated my impact at the beginning of the year. And I didn't really set out a goal per se. My only goal was to work as hard as I could and make sure that I did not ease up. I put the pressure on at the top of the year and I said to myself, I am going to work as hard as I can, and I'm going to maximize my fullest potential given my circumstances, because, you know, I still work shifts at the hospital and it's a very taxing job. So I learned along the way to pause when I needed to, but I also went really, really hard. And before the year was over, I want to say around by the summertime, I realized that I was on pace to be able to dial back my hours at the hospital and then work part-time. So now I am fortunate enough to work part-time as a nurse, which means I can dedicate a little bit more time to running my side hustle and making sure my side hustle becomes my main hustle.
Hey, love that. Jeez, you. So, Helena, I know you have some other things that are happening in the kitchen. So you have your fish, you have your bun and cheese. Anything else that you normally, you know, look to have on your plate for Easter? Any traditional? What else do you have?
This is what I'm going to use to build my Escovitch sauce, and I want to bring you guys come over a little bit closer. Let's start on our Escovitch sauce. I have a pan right here. I have it already warmed up. I'm going to put some oil. And then the next thing I'm going to do is just slide in the pimento, the carrots, the scotch bonnet, the onion. And also what you need to do is bring it on over and add some vinegar. Vinegar, that's the key. And that vinegar is going to give us a delicious aroma. Once you smell Escovitch sauce, it's unmistakable. It doesn't smell like anything else. You can identify it even in the dark. So let's pour our vinegar on in there. And what I like to do sometimes is also sprinkle just a little bit of fish seasoning and a little bit of black pepper into it as well. Just to give it a
Helena, we're running out of time, but I'd love to show our viewers, you know, what it should look like, the end result. So can you, because this is TV, we have one already. So let's show the end result of what it should look like.
Yes, our finished product, Helena. Wow.
Jeez. I think I hear angels.
Happy Easter, Helena. Thank you so much for joining us. It looks lovely. I'm so hungry right now.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Yes, how can we find you? Social media info, give it to us.
Of course, you can find me on Instagram at That Nurse Can Cook. I also have a YouTube channel at That Nurse Can Cook, and I'm also on TikTok.
Okay.
That Nurse Can Cook.
That Nurse Can Cook, for sure. For sure.
Thank you so much, Helena.
All right, you guys have a wonderful Easter weekend.
You too. Helena Faustin, guys, food blogger and entrepreneur. We Can Smile. We'll be right back.
I want some of that.